Well, crap, I just filmed this whole video and I realized I forgot to dust the dry shampoo out of my hair, so ignore it. George Washington hair over here, sorry about that. I meant to like dust it out, but you know, these things happen. Hi everyone, welcome back. So today we're going to be reviewing the Tartelette Toasted palette. Sounds so buttery and beautiful. So this just came in the mail to me and I thought I've got to do a look with that because it's a warm tone palette and everyone needs a warm tone palette in their life. So if you're new to my channel, I'd love for you to subscribe to my videos and hit the like button if you like these types of videos, reviewing products when they first come out. And we'll just go ahead and get into it. The Tartelette palette, this is the Tartelette Toasted palette. And it's everything that you think it's going to be. Warm and beautiful and comforting, like you're taking a drink of pumpkin spice. So I thought it would be fun to use this in the video today. So I'm going to swatch it for you and then we're going to apply it on the eyes. But I did want to compare it to the first two Tartelette palettes. So there is the Tartelette one, which is like one of my favorite cool tone palettes of all time. There's no information if this one is going, how much the price is going to be, but I'm going to go ahead and say it's going to be $46. That is what all the other Tartelette palettes are. What I like about these is it's 12 different shades with a ginormous mirror. This is the original Tartelette. I loved this palette. It's very well used. It has gorgeous cool tone matte shades all in it. Every single shade is matte. And I just think it's so beautiful. I used this palette pretty much non-stop when it first came out. I loved the quality of it. The eyeshadows blended for me. I loved every single look. And then if I needed cool tone transition colors for a long time, I would just go to this. I highly recommend it. It's one of my, like I said, most used cool tone palettes. I think I've done several videos on it, so I will try and leave any of my Tartelette videos, palettes below if I can find the videos. I'm pretty sure I did a lot of videos on this because this was very well loved. Then they came out with the Tartelette in Bloom palette. Now I didn't show this one as much love. I liked it, but I was so in love with that one that this was like just neutral. Very, very neutral. So that was super cool tone and this one was very neutral. I wouldn't even say that this is warm. I would just call it neutral. Again, came with a great mirror. This one added 3 different shimmer shades to it. So 1, 2, 3, as opposed to the Tartelette one who just had all mattes. So this was the neutral palette and I will show you them all in comparison as well so that you can see. And then this is the new Tartelette Toasted palette and I've seen pictures of it and let me just tell you, this is where it's at. I love the packaging of this one. Oh, it's warm tone. So we have a cool tone, we have a neutral, and now we have a warm tone. I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, man, there's a ton of warm tone eyeshadow palettes out there. Which one do I go for? Which one do I choose? I can't answer that for you. All I can say is I'll tell you if the palette is good. And if you love these types of colors, my philosophy is gotta get them all. You know, you gotta get them all. I love having a bunch of different eyeshadows is like my thing. I just love a bunch of different eyeshadows. I can go ahead and justify tons of palettes. I literally can find justification. I can find a justification. I will be like, that one's square, the other one's circle pan. Like, I can find the most ridiculous justification, but if you're a true makeup lover, I just think that that's just, you want it, so you want it, so you get it. But $46 I think is a really great price for 12 shades, a huge mirror, beautiful packaging, and a very wearable palette. So this looks like it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different mattes, and the rest are shimmer-ish type of shades. One looks like it's more of a sheen, but we'll get to swatching these. But I just wanted to show you a quick comparison of this one next to the other Tartelettes so that you can really see the tone difference instead of me just kind of like showing them individually next to each other. I think it's a little bit more apparent how different this palette is to the In Bloom versus the Tartelette palette, the original. Okay, first of all, I want to show you these two, and you can see it's kind of hard with the glare, I agree. Well, you didn't say anything, but I'm just trying to tell you it is. This is the new one, very warm. This is the In Bloom palette. The only color that I thought was going to be similar is Firecracker from this In Bloom palette, but it's actually not. The Toasted palette just has way more warmth to any of the bronze shades. I originally thought that that color in the Tartelette In Bloom was super warm, but like now that I see it compared to the new one, I'm like, nope, not at all. So, okay, I'm like a bad comparison because I only have my hands, these two hands, but so here they all are compared next to each other. Cool tone, super duper warm in the new, and then neutral. That's how I would describe them. So let's just go ahead and I'm going to do an eye look and then we're going to swatch every color. I'm trying to decide what type of look I want to do. I think I want to do like a halo look with a lighter shade in the center. Let's go into this shade Cashmere right here. This is like a really nice, looks like sort of almost like a creme brulee type. Oh, that's really pretty. Ooh, I like that a lot. This is like almost like a, what do I want to call this? Like a peach smoothie type of a color. When I put my brush in, it's kind of powdery, but I got a touch of fallout right here, but not a lot, and I forgot to tap off my brush when I first put that in. Fallout to me is never a big deal. How a eyeshadow performs is like the deal to me. So if it blends in, that's the deal to me. If it's an easy blend, if it's pigmented, you know what I mean? Those are the big deals to me. If I have to tap off my brush, now I'm talking if it's extremely powdery and then like a dry product, but I haven't found that with any of the Tartelette palettes. I love the formula. So a little bit of fallout's never a big deal, but I am gonna go ahead and put some powder because I already have done my face makeup. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some powder under my eyes just in case, since I'm doing a halo eye, I might go into the darker colors. I'm gonna protect my face. So hang on real quick. Okay, now that I got that under control, I'm gonna go back in. This is almost like a creamsicle color is what I wanted to say. It's really, really beautiful. This is going to be a transition shade that I'm going to find myself using a lot. Blends in beautifully, picks up a lot of product, but distributes it like isn't just a ton of product picking up. Okay, I'm going to crank it up just a little bit more, and we're going to go in with the color right next to that that's called Warmth. So Cashmere is a great transition color. I really like that. I'm just going to go in with the one step up. Now it looks like there's a cooler tone, like a little bit cooler down here, and that's called Latte. But I want to kind of stick, since this palette is called Toasted, I think that's the perfect name for it. So I'm just going to go ahead and stamp that on. I'm using the same brush, which is the Gorgeous Cosmetics B111, which is very similar. Okay, this one has a little bit more fallout. This is very, very similar to the, E25 brush from Sigma. So I'm going to take this into the inner corner, since I want to do kind of a halo eye, and put it a little bit on my lid, and we're going to go run that through. That's really, really pigmented, but these blend into one another really, really well. I'm just going to take a clean blending brush and blend the very top of that, and that really fixes out that blend. Back into that Warmth shade and just kind of putting it right in the lower part now of the crease. I'm going to leave the very, very center of my lid free because I want to go in with one of these lighter sort of bronzier shades. Okay, now I'm going to go into this shade Cozy on the same brush that we've been using. And so I'm just kind of build lightest to darkest. Go in with a little bit of this shade. Like there's a color called Flame right here speaking to me, but I feel like I've just done a look like that, so I'm going to try and have it speak to me at a different time. But that color does speak to me as one of a lid shade, but I'm going to do something a little bit different. So I'm just going to tap this on in the outer, and then I'm going to tap this on in the inner so we can get the darkest right in the inner and in the outer. These layer really, really well. Literally every time I film, my neighbors get their lawn mowed. If you watch my channel, you know this is a true statement. You know I'm not just like being a big like whiny baby about it, but they seriously get their lawn mowed. Like maybe I need to like check the friggin' schedule before I film, because I swear this is a Wednesday, so let's just take note, Laura, that on Wednesdays we wear pink and we get our lawn mowed over at our neighbors. You guys all seem to think it's super funny, and I agree, it's slightly hilarious until I'm editing the video and I'm like annoyed. Oh, I love the way that these shadows build. I'm kind of like a sloppy in application. I'm kind of like a sloppy in application type of a person, so I like to keep that clean brush, because if I get too high with my shadows, and like the edges of this blend out beautifully. So I just take that clean brush, and like the blend on these shades are really, really nice. Take that and sort of diffuse the edges. Okay, one more step and I'm still gonna use the same brush. I'm just gonna like feather it off to get rid of the excess product, and I'm gonna go into this deep dark shade called Fireside. I kind of wanted to take this color called Crackle because it has a bunch of gold glitter in it, but I do want to stick with the matte shades. This one has a little bit more kick up, but I mean nothing crazy from an eyeshadow palette. These are building really beautifully, and I do want to, oh, that's a really pretty color. I do just want to say that the palette smells like vanilla. Just has like a really nice vanilla-y type of a scent. So I'm just gonna go a little bit with that shade in the inner corner. Just a touch. But mainly pop that right there, and then I'm gonna go with a different brush to blend that one out. I'm just going to softly blend that a little bit. I don't want to lose too much color on that. I don't want to use Candle. I'm going to put that on with a brush. I might use a little bit of Fix Plus just to kind of press it in. I'm gonna go with the Candle shade. Oh, that's pretty. This has a lot of shimmer to it. I'm gonna get it wet. These shades always perform the best when your brush is wet. Yeah, that's what I wanted. I'm gonna use that Sunset shade to blend the edges of this a little bit. Oh my gosh, that color is so pretty. I'm gonna take this Sunset shade and just sort of take it right around the edges of that Candlelight shade, just to kind of frame it. That color is literally so beautiful. I can't even take it. I love it so much. All right, I'm gonna take the color Sunrise, which is the one that's like a satin, and I'm just going to tap this just a little bit under the brow bone. It has a little bit more of a sheen to it. All right, now I'm going to do liner and lashes, and we'll come back for the lower lash line. All right, I went ahead and popped on lashes. These are Flirt, which are from Tarte as well. And the lip color I'm wearing is this L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Liquid Lipstick in the shade Cowboy. These things stay on forever. I'm going to film a video on them and show you all the lip swatches, but this color is like super pumpkin-y and very toasted, if you will, so I thought it would go perfect with this eye look. I absolutely love these, but if you're going to put one on, plan to wear it the whole day. I'm going to go in with this Urban Decay liner in the shade Torch and just do that just a little bit on this lower lash line right here. And I'm going to take the color Warmth and apply that to the lower lash line. And then I'm going to take this shade in Simmer, which is like a bronzy type of a shade. And I'm just going to put that also on the lower lash line. And then to deepen it all up, I'm going to go into that Fireside color, which we used to darken everything. And I'm just going to put that right here on the lower lash line, like on the outer portion. Okay, before I put on mascara, I do want to pop some of this color in Candle in my inner corners, just because we did do that halo and I don't want it to be too dark in there. Okay, now I'm going to pop on some mascara. Alright, this is the finished look. After using this palette, applying the eyeshadows, I absolutely love the colors. They perform really, really well. If you are someone who is a lover of warm eyeshadows, I think this palette is a must. Great price point, great mirror. They all blended. I like the array of the mattes that they include. I like the depth that the dark shades bring. I like the build that the transitions bring. I also like that they give you a lighter, like a satin sort of a highlight. Then they give you this shade, which is like a metallic highlight, and then they give you a matte highlight. I'm pretty sure that's matte. I actually haven't swatched it yet. There's a bunch of different lid shade options if you want a shimmery lid, and there's these deeper, darker shades. I like the way the palette is even set up. So really great palette. Let's get into swatching some of the colors so that you can also see the colors up close, not only on the eyes. It's been a while since I've kind of, like a couple of weeks really, since I've done like a full makeup look. So I really like the way that this turned out when I look at it. It's a very pretty, wearable, like sort of toasted. It's definitely toasted. So let me just go ahead and zoom in and I will show you swatches of the eyeshadows. I'm going to go ahead and try and turn this since it has a glare. I'm going to swatch this first row right here. There are the first 4 shades. Matte, a satin. This one is a little bit more of like a golden satin, and then this brown is really, really pretty. It has like gold sparkles. I wonder how that would translate on the eyes. So there are the first 4 shades. Really, really beautiful. Okay, now we are moving on to this row right here, the second row. There are those 4 shades. This shade right here, oh, so pretty. I can't wait to do a look with that one. This is that transition color, the 2 transition colors that we used. And I think we used this one also to build some depth. We didn't use this shade, but that one is speaking to me. I absolutely love all of these 4 shades. They are beautiful, creamy, they build beautifully, they apply on the eye beautifully. Really, really pretty warm shades. Okay, now we have this last row. I can't really turn it because I feel like it sort of warps the colors. This is the last row, so you have that candle shade that we used. This is the Latte, which we didn't use this shade, but it's a little bit more, not as warm as the others. Still warm, but not as warm. And then this Simmer, I almost called it Shimmer, Simmer shade, which is like a really pretty warm bronze. And then this deep, dark, chocolatey, rich chocolate color called Fireside, which blended beautifully and built up beautifully. I love that shade. There are those 4 shades right there. I really love that candle light shade. Super beautiful. So that's it for the Tartelette Toasted palette. Hopefully you guys enjoyed seeing this video. If you are not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe before you leave, and I will see you all in the next video. Mwah.